just froze in her deep laughter. Does everyone see that?
Can you hear me?
Just me. Sometimes it's just frozen. Courtney, you're frozen. Oh my God, we need to take a picture. Doing these in both of our teams. I think she logged off and logged back on. You came back, Courtney. You were frozen like mid-laugh. You were like, I took a picture. I was just telling them how we're doing these action hours for the month of May to take advantage of quarantine. So get your people on these because these can be game changing if you make the most of this hour. So I'm just going to share with you how I run one of mine that I've done in the past that I've gotten a lot of good feedback on. But first, the very first thing that I like to do, and I am a PowerPointer when I do these, and it's only because it keeps me on track, and it also, let me just figure out how to do presentation mode. There we go. It also makes people, when they jump on, if they're on late, or if you like run to the bathroom and then you come back and you don't know what we're doing, it tells you what we're doing and you don't have to like comment in the chat. What are we doing? But don't feel like if you sign up to do a power hour, action hour, that you have to do one of these. I'm just a checklist person. So the first 5 minutes, I always like to sit down and feel incredible about what it is that I do. And sometimes you can be having a bad day or something can bother you, or maybe you have that annoying challenger or annoying coach that asks you a million questions and all of a sudden you hate your job. But you need to center yourself and you need to figure out a way to do that. If that might be music, that might be a vision, that might be reading your vision, a mantra, something that you do. I have a few things that I read it on our team calls all the time, but whatever it is, you need to make it so it takes like 2 minutes to get you in the zone. So you should have that readily available. I always like to go through my personal development from the morning and read maybe what I underlined. I also keep a little journal next to my personal development of things that really stuck out to me, so that I sometimes need to just go back and read those things. So whatever you have if you don't have, get started doing that. Also in this time, I like to clear my space, because if I'm going to make the best out of this hour, I need to have no distractions. I even started with quarantine. My kids know not to bother me when I'm doing like this hour, especially the one that I'm hosting. I started wearing these and there's nothing on. I don't have music on, but these are like earmuffs, like earplugs, because anything out there, I'm like a squirrel. I get distracted. So whatever it takes. But I also have, this is so silly, but I also have chapstick, because I don't need to be distracted by my chapped lips. And I also have hand cream. Like, these two things are right here. I also keep them in my workout space because I don't want to be like, I got to think about my chapped lips for the next 30 minutes. So whatever it is that helps you be in your space without distraction, do that. For like 2 more minutes, read your vision, read your mantra, and then I'll be back. All right, so the next thing that we're gonna do is, and I don't know what my screen looks like, so I'm trying to move, like, I don't know if you can see you guys on the screen too, but So the first thing that I like to do during this time, and this is really Instagram, this is really social media focused. All the other stuff on the business activity tracker is super important too. But right now we're going to do a lot of Instagram connecting. And if you're not on Instagram and maybe you're on Facebook, you can do this over on Facebook too. You can do this in both places. If you run out and you're done on Instagram, you can go over to Facebook. When I'm presenting to an action hour like this, I have my laptop. You guys are up on my laptop, but I have my computer too, because it's hard to have the Zoom and my PowerPoint, and I have Instagram and Facebook. So whatever it is, if and when you do, volunteer to do this, it might be something that, you can do. I know Sydney's on the call and she has her office in the morning and she's got like 3 screens. Whatever it is, especially Instagram now, you don't have to be on your phone to do things, whereas you used to have to be on your phone. Now they're getting a little bit more capable with the actual website. I don't really see stories yet, but on your iPad you can, because your iPad is like your phone. So whatever it is, get ready for that. But we're going to go through all comments and likes, so hopefully you have a social media post up today. If not, go to the one from yesterday. You're going to thank anyone that commented or liked. You're going to thank them by thanking them right on the post. And also you can reply back to them and direct message them. So get in their message box, thank them for the support. If you go to your message and you see that you've chatted with them before, they've thanked you before, maybe on similar types of posts, there's a great opportunity for you to invite them to join you. If you posted a sweaty selfie and they're like, way to go, or they liked it or loved it, and you've already messaged them 3 or 4 times thanking them, be like, hey, thank you so much. Have you ever thought about joining me? Because obviously you've liked my last however many posts. So use it to I wouldn't go and invite them right away if it's the first time they've liked or given you support, but use your judgment, go through, give everyone love for giving you some love. And we're going to do that for 5 minutes. And I literally have an old school timer to keep us on track. All right, guys. I know we can probably do that forever, especially if you have tons of likes on your page, but that's something that you can always go back to. So for the next 5 minutes here, we're going to do more Instagram connects, but a little different way. You're going to go to who you're following, and here's the part where you're gonna try to connect with and see who you've least interacted with, and you're going to go interact with them. So you're going to go to their stories, go to their posts, or you're going to unfollow them if they're not on Instagram at all anymore, or if they haven't. And sometimes you have to be careful here because maybe they haven't posted in like 3 weeks or 6 weeks, but they're watching your stories, or they have a story, which means they're on Instagram, they just aren't posting. So you're going to go to the that you've least interacted with. When you go to your following, at the top it says, and it should say this, some of us had some trouble with this last time I did a power hour and we did this. If your app isn't updated, but I know people that have a personal account and I know people that have a business account, and they all have this. So if you go to the people you're following, not your followers, but you're following, and it should say categories. And if you click on least interacted with, those are the people that you haven't interacted with in a while, but you're still following them. So check them out for 5 minutes, unfollow them if you don't need to be following them anymore, or interact with them, see if they have a story. If they have the bubble around their circle, that means they have a live something from today, and go and give them some love. All right, we're gonna do 5 minutes of that. Okay, you guys, that was 5 minutes of that. And you can see how long you can do. You can definitely do that for way longer. That's one of those things that you can do, anytime you have downtime and it's just you and your phone, and maybe the kids are playing and you have time, like I was just sitting outside with my kids doing work and I was like, ooh, you can totally do this. And another thing I do during this time too is when I go through those people I haven't interacted with and I'm like, oh, why haven't I interacted with them? I interact with them, and then maybe I put them in a collection. I know we've heard a lot about collections on Instagram. If you don't know about collections yet, you really should. It's basically creating a place on Instagram to organize the people you're following or the people that you want to interact with. So I just put two people into a future May peeps, I call it, because I'm putting it out there into the universe that they're going to join me in May. So I put them in a future May peeps collection. It's like a folder. So now I can go to that folder and I can forcefully or force myself to interact with them every day. And then, of course, I got rid of a few people because I'm just like, okay, they're not on here. They don't even look like me. Or maybe they do something else that's related to health and fitness that they would never join Beachbody, those other MLMs or whatever. So it's a good time for you to clean out and to organize. All right. The next 5 minutes, we're going to scroll through your stories now. So now you are going to deliberately respond to non-coaches and clients. So don't pay any attention to the people that already love us and have already joined us. We're just paying attention to those people that are following us, that are watching our stories or voting on polls. Of course, not the bots. You can actually block those bots if you have those random accounts that are just like businesses or, IG growth people. Block them. Like, they don't need to be voting on your stories and wasting your time. So just get rid of them. But go through your stories right now and respond to those. If you haven't put up any polls, just people that are watching you. Thank you for watching me. If they're watching you with your workout, here's your time to chat with them about it and say, you've been watching my workout for, you've been giving me love and support. You're watching me. Did you ever think about joining me? Yeah, so non-coaches, try for non-coaches and non-clients right now for the next 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes is up. Time flies when we're having fun. But you can see how you can if you have more time than just an hour, you can really spend a lot of time on this and deliberately, respond to the people that are following you, because this is the time where the people are watching you. So it's okay for you to reach out, say hello, start a conversation. And maybe you're just saying, hey, thanks for watching my stories, appreciate the support, hope you're doing well, how you holding up during this time. And they may write back, they may not, but you may find that you're sending the same message to all the people that are watching you. And that's a great time for you to copy and paste or create a little snippet on Instagram. You can create little sort of, I forgot what they're called, like they're not keyboard shortcuts, but you can do that on your phone too if you're tech savvy. Anything to save time if you're really, struggling for time. Here's another one we're going to do for 5 minutes. You're going to welcome and connect with new followers. This is something that you should be doing all the time. I know there's a lot of people that are really on top of their following. I really need to get better at this, but you should be checking in every couple of days with your new followers, thanking them. This is the easiest thing. They followed your account within the last couple of days. So just reach out to them. And these are some examples that you can do if you're an emoji person. This is something that you should have saved that you're constantly sending. Thanks so much for following. I love getting to know new people. What inspired you to follow me? I love the second one because women love to jump all over that one. Like, oh yeah, I hate that too. I get the creepy dudes that follow my account. And then you start a conversation there. So if you don't have a welcome that you're using, use one of these, create your own. But let's do this for 5 minutes. All right, you can see that each of these activities you could easily spend an hour on. We're only spending 5 minutes. So you can go down rabbit holes. You can, I mean, as long as you stay within what you're being asked to do here, you can always go back if you want to do one of these activities more. But something that I like to do with all of these, and I keep saying this, is the collections. Like Instagram, you're kind of on the hunt for your people, right? The whole time. That's kind of the theme of Instagram, is you're finding your people, you're connecting with your people. So I'm always adding people to my next month's collection. And, just constantly trying to find people that are like me, that need me in my life. Like I just found someone that just started following me. She only had 5 posts on Instagram and they were all within the last 6 days. So she's brand new to Instagram and I'm one of the people she's following. So she's definitely going in my May collection because I'm going to give her lots of Instagram love because she's brand new. So you can look at people like that. And of course I found some Arbonne people and I spoke on a call last night. So there was like 20 new coaches and I'm like, great. So I didn't reach out to any of them. I just, you just be careful. You check them out, you scope them out. It's kind of like dating. All right, this is a big one. This is one that I like to spend a lot of time on when we're trying to expand our following. So right, the beginning of this hour, the first half hour was really looking at our followers already and our people already. And this is the part where I think a lot of our coaches get stuck, me included. I don't have Instagram mastered by any means. One thing I've learned is the amount of likes and comments you have on your posts and the amount of followers you have really has nothing to do with the success of your business. It just means that, maybe you're doing one thing right to get those numbers up. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're a successful coach just because you have 1,000 likes on a post. So please don't ever think that. But this is really going to help you expand your following. Finding 3 accounts and read through this with me. And this is one of those slides that I like to have up here for you to read through, but you probably have a few accounts that you love to follow. Like there's a few bloggers that I just love following. Like if they talk about it, I like immediately buy it. So something that I find is, and people will say this, is if you have a blogger that you're following, the people that are following that blogger are probably a little bit like you. Of course, if they have 1 million followers, probably it's going to take you a while to go through those 1 million people and find the people like you. But if they like that blogger too, you probably have a lot in common. So go through those accounts and look at the people that are following them and try to add 5 to 10 people a day to your, monthly collections or, wherever you're organizing these people by going to their accounts. So not the blogger account, but the bloggers following, and then finding people that look like you, going to their accounts, seeing if they're like you. If you're, not into sewing and their whole account is about sewing, I wouldn't go there and like whatever they're sewing. So look for people that are like you, love their pictures, 3-2-1 or 5-3-1 or whatever you want to do. I like the 3-2-1. The 5-3-1 is a little much because then you're showing up as, one of those crazy stalkers with 8 things in their notifications. The 3-2-1 is a little bit less. So you're liking 3 pictures, you're commenting on 2 pictures, and maybe you're following them. So saving them to a collection is a good idea, but we're going to do this for about 15 minutes. I can tell you that if you have a small business or a smaller niche market page, it's going to be easier to do this. So if you have accounts like that, I would go to those. But let's do this for 15 minutes. All right, you guys, that was about 14 minutes. For the sake of time, we will move on, but you can see how that can take a really long time. Like I only got through a few of one blogger that I follow, but um, something else that you can do with that to take it a step further is you can go to your blogger's recent post and you can look at the people that liked the most recent post because they're probably active on Instagram if they literally just liked that post. So they're not only following a blogger that you like, but they just liked that blogger's last post. So you can look at all those likers and commenters from that last post too, just to filter it down a little bit more. Okay, let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, here we go. Wait a second. So we just did that. So now we're going to, I know we only have a few minutes left, but we're going to just spend a couple minutes on followers who are liking your posts, who you already have a relationship with. So let's spend the next 5 minutes of people that are liking your posts and you already have established that communication and you've talked to them a few times. And this is the scary part. This is the inviting part. So you should already have something saved somewhere where you are ready to invite them to your fitness journey. And it's the perfect time to, because literally May is on Friday. We have some new promotions coming out. So maybe you've invited them in the past, you want to invite them again. So you should definitely have some sort of an invite script that you've used before. Here are some examples. I'll put myself on mute and I don't know where you guys went because I swiped to the right. So I might have to, oh wait, there we go. I need to share it. That's the problem. So this is where, there you go. This is where you can look at these two examples. I'm going to mute myself. If you don't have one, use one of these, create one, save it in your notes, and let's invite some of our people that are liking our stuff. All right, you guys, for the sake of time, we're going to stop doing that and we're going to do the last thing. I always like to start my power hours, if I only have an hour, with that positivity, that mantra setting. And I also like to end it on a high note as well. And what I like to do for that is something that I think oftentimes we can forget to do, and that is responding to challengers in your challenge group. Those people need our love, they need our support. And sometimes we wait until the end of the day when we're exhausted. So we really need to do it more during the day when we're, on a high. So go and respond to everyone who has checked in to your challenge group today. Give them some likes, some loves, some words of, acknowledgement that they're doing a good job, even if they're not your challengers. And if you have a bod group set up and it's working great, go there too. If it's not, don't worry about it. We're all in the same boat. But just recognize someone for doing something great, for showing up, and just try to leave this action hour with always with gratitude and doing what you're doing, which is serving. So you can leave after this activity. You can write notes in the chat if you have questions, but this is where we're going to end it. And if you want to continue to stay on this, Courtney will stop hitting record. I think there's a couple, and you can work. We've got times in our groups where we work together on mute, but go ahead and leave some positivity out in the world in your challenge groups.